Weather Scope.
Severe storms have disrupted the southeast again today, bringing heavy rain, high wind, and even tornadoes to the region. The unsettled weather is being caused by a fast-moving system that's headed towards the northeast. We've got the details on what's happening in the forecast center is Mike Bono. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks a lot. Well, we've had an evolving storm situation from the Gulf of Mexico hammering Florida for 2 days in a row, and even to a degree today. And now the rough weather moving into the Mid-South and up the Atlantic coast slowly but surely. We can take a look at the severe potential that we have in the Carolinas and back on down through South and North Carolina with some strong thunderstorms outwards toward parts of Tennessee. And I was just looking at some damage reports from East Tennessee, some 1-inch hail and some wind damage this morning. And right now there's a severe thunderstorm watch still in parts of South Carolina and northeast Georgia for the next little while. And also that got upgraded to a tornado watch as the system moved eastward in South Carolina and on into North Carolina. There actually was a report of a tornado earlier in South Carolina in Greenwood County, right about here, and some hail up to golf ball size hail in Newberry County, South Carolina. Now that energy is moving eastward where that tornado watch has been issued. Also West Virginia, Ohio, and Kentucky, a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect. Well, the weather has been very rough in much of the South, and that includes Florida for the last couple of days. Very high water in the Jacksonville area. Yesterday and overnight, some heavy rainfall, up to 4 to even 6 inches of rain locally, led to some serious flooding, streets underwater. In fact, the water was so high in some neighborhoods that people had to evacuate their homes. And that rainfall moved on up the Carolina coast. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, right as rush hour was blossoming this morning, so were the thunderstorms. We see hail falling on the ground. We had pea to marble size hail. Some of that hail got washed on the side of the road to the tune of 4 to even 6-inch drifts after the storm was over. And unfortunately, with a couple of head-on collisions in very busy Atlanta, Georgia, we had 3 fatalities this morning from traffic accidents that probably almost definitely will be attributable to the weather. Now that energy is moving on, bowing on north and eastward. It's kind of dispersed itself. Some very heavy rain showers and steady rains moving through a lot of northeast Tennessee and North Carolina. Still Mitchell and Avery County, North Carolina, with flash flood warnings, and they've just been issued now in Rockbridge County, Virginia, flash flood warnings into parts of Kentucky, and soon to be issued in West Virginia, I'm sure, as you can see all this energy moving eastward. What was giving us flooding, and still is in Onslow County, North Carolina, that heavy rain band has moved out to sea. But all this area, again, with a tornado watch, there's a lot of energy and a lot of wind in the upper atmosphere, and that could just erupt again. There's also what we call a triple point, a cold, a warm, and an occluded front coming together, and that is often the breeding ground for tornadoes, or at least severe weather. A cold, dry punch coming in from the west, finally giving you drier weather in places like Dallas and New Orleans today. But you're not totally out of the woods in Atlanta. As you can see, from Nashville to Chattanooga to about Birmingham, Alabama, we still have some showers and plenty of clouds around, so things could erupt once again. South Florida, Palm Beach County into Hendry County and Collier County, strong but not severe thunderstorms rumbling through. Even Dade and Broward, we're beginning to get some development of thunderstorms right now, moving on from the west to the east. But with all that wind coming on in from the ocean, we now have coastal flood warnings. Cape Lookout to Surf City, North Carolina. So you folks are getting it from the rain, the fresh water from the sky, and also the salt water pounding in with high surf coming in too. Heavy surf advisories, Cape Hatteras to Savannah, Georgia, all from the storm developing on the east coast. Then we can extend it on northward, gale warnings that is, to Eastport, Maine. What's happening is that high pressure just won't quit over eastern Canada, and the difference between that high and a developing low gives you that wind coming in off the water, high surf and high water, and also gale warnings now pounding the east coast of the United States. We had a gust earlier to over 60 miles an hour at Duck Pier in North Carolina. Some of those 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts are moving on up through the Virginia Capes, on into places like Ocean City, Maryland, and the rain's developing too, anywhere from Cleveland, Ohio, all the way to Harrisburg and Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the Jersey Shore getting hit with rain. That's moving on up toward Long Island, and the winds will be increasing again from the east and northeast. And this isn't the first time this season we've seen this happening in the northeastern United States. All these areas with flash flood watches in the northeastern United States, from the mountains to the coastline, that's from rain. Then we go into the freezing rain sleet scenario in upstate New York, and even snow in northern New England. So we're going to get a little bit of everything out of this storm. It's turning into, or it will be turning into, a winter type storm. as we go into the northeastern United States during the day. So we'll be covering it for you every step of the way, from a southeast rain and severe weather event to a northeast coastal and winter storm. You'll want to stay tuned to the Weather Channel for that. If you're away from your TV set, online it's weather.com to pick up all the latest weather information from the Weather Channel cable network. Now back to the studio. Here's Lisa Moser.
Mike Bono briefing us from the Forecast Center. Thanks, Mike. We'll be checking back with you again at the top and the bottom of the hour for additional information. Not an easy go for the east if you're flying or traveling in by air. Let's take a look out towards the west, where we are looking at yet a couple of systems here, too, causing some heavy rain showers across Southern California, and now the rain is beginning to move into Arizona, the southwest, getting some moderate to heavy rain showers from this next system. It does look like we're only seeing a few showers up towards the north and central areas in and around the San Francisco Bay